Okay. I just want to make sure that I'm streaming everywhere where I need to be streaming. Let's make sure of that. And welcome everybody to the Overthinking Football Show. This, of course, is the special presentation because we have the Euro 2024. It's the last match day of the group stages. So I think we're finally going to see the start of the tournament. We're finally going to see some football. The moment they head into these knockouts and they have to start playing knockout football. That is what everybody's telling me to look out for. That is what everybody's saying. All of the poor performances that we've seen from your Frances to your Englands to all of these different teams and the on goal being the top goal scorer of the tournament and all of that stuff goes away now, apparently, when we get into the knockouts. So let's see. As it stands, AFCON still has my heart. AFCON is still number one. The two teams coming out today, we have Portugal versus Georgia. Portugal, of course, are 6th in the world and 4th in Europe in terms of standings. Georgia are 74th in the world rankings and 35th in Europe. So for all intents and purposes, this is meant to be a straightforward game. These guys, it's their first Euros, so they're trying very hard to make it through into the knockout stages. The starting lineups are as follows. In goal, you have, for Georgia, you have Mamartashvili, you have Velesiani, you have Kashia, you have Vali, you have Kakabadze, you have Chakvetadze, Chokorashvili, Kiteshvili, Lokoshvili, Mikautadze, Gvarchekelia. Hey, we've been working these Euros on these pronunciations. And then, of course, with Portugal, you have Costa in goal, Antonio, Danilo, Inacio, Dalot, you have Paulinha, you have Neves, João, if I'm not mistaken, you have Neto, Consequao, you have Ronaldo, and you have João Felix. That is the starting lineup. Now, for those who are not paying attention, Georgia scores. Georgia scores. Is that man Kvarchekelia? Georgia scores. 1 minute in, Georgia has scores. Now,
just got a notification. It's a goal.
Now, all I wanted to say was, if you have not noticed, Portugal is playing a weakened team today. It's a weakened team, right? So expect a little bit of something. As I was saying it, as the hour Georgia scores first, they are going for it. They're going for it. Let's see. Counter-attack, people out of position. What a finish, man. What a finish. Georgia, of course, part of that really entertaining. The game that they say was the most entertaining game so far in the Euros. Georgia versus Turkey. That is what we're seeing right now. Georgia has taken the lead versus Turkey. That 5-3-2 is working out versus Portugal's 3-5-2. In the last 5 games, Portugal has won 4 games and lost 1, and Georgia has won 3, drawn 1, and lost 1. Their last game out being a draw versus Czechia, with Portugal, their last outing being a 3-0 win versus Turkey. Another game where Portugal didn't necessarily play very well, but defensive mistakes, on goals. That is how it looks. As it stands right now, Portugal are number 1 with 6 points. Turkey are number 2 with 4 points. And Georgia would then be number 3 with 4 points. Portugal has a +3 goal difference, while the rest of the teams are sitting on -1. So Portugal, like I said, playing a weakened team because they understand that they're through already. They're done. They're finished. But the GOAT was like, hey, guys, I want to play. One of the GOATs, let me say one of the GOATs to avoid that convo. Here they come. Wow. Talo, trapa kanjani boy. Teminkosi says, what a boring tournament. Hey, man, all I know is that AFCON was better. That's all I'm going to say. Here comes Portugal trying to return the favor. Play it out, boy. Play it out. Go and score a second goal. Play it out. Oh, what a mess. Okay. Takvetadze slowing it down there a little bit with Kakabadze holding the ball there. Okay, Georgia playing out from the back. You're not afraid of a little press, huh? Ah, there we go. Portugal wins it back. Yeah, no, it's been an okay tournament, man. It's been a boring tournament. I think what's irritating about the Euros is that it feels like all of these teams are still finding themselves. So they're treating the group stages as though it's their practice matches, if that makes sense. It'll be more interesting from the quarterfinals. Did you see the knockout board? Let me put it up. Let's go through it. The Euro, they call it the Euro bracket. Let's pull up the Euro bracket and see who's where, who has been finalized. Okay, so we have Switzerland, Italy. That should be an okay game. The other game that is set is Germany, Denmark. Then we have France, Belgium. Ooh, France, Belgium, interesting. Let's see. MK says that was a lovely goal. No, it was a great goal. It was a great goal, great finish. Even though I feel like Kimang, Danilo should have taken a couple of steps to the right as the two center backs. I mean, he had another center back on the outside of him. King Chekelia was alone, so he went and finished it off. So let's see what happens. I think that was a defensive blunder, maybe a little bit too relaxed. Mujan says England will have another easy pass to the final and still lose. I'm pulling up the actual bracket. I was checking on Google now, but now I'm on the Euros site. If it'll load. Okay, round of 16. Spain will play the third place of A, D, E, or F. Portugal will play the third place of A, B, C, A, B, or C. Then, of course, we have France versus Belgium. We have Germany, Denmark. Then we also have Romania playing third place of A, B, C, or D. Austria playing the second place of F. England playing the third place of D, E, F. Switzerland and Italy. So on the one side, you have Spain, you have Germany, you have Portugal, you have France, you have Belgium, you have Denmark that have already qualified right now. That is the one side of the bracket. And then on the other side, you have Romania, Austria, England, Switzerland, Italy. So for all intents and purposes, I think we're going to be expecting Italy and England in the quarterfinals. And they've got a much easier path. Portugal will either face France or Belgium, which is going to be interesting. And then Spain will most probably face Germany in the quarters. So let's see. I'm hoping for some upsets, guys. I'm hoping for some AFCON level upsets. I don't want to see the same teams going through. Let's see. Portugal is in Matate. Yeah, are you saying it's a problem? Guys, they changed their team. To be honest, they changed their team. So I think I was kind of expecting this type of game the moment I saw the starting lineups. At the very least, Ronaldo must get something, Shem. He's been wanting something and all he's got is an assist. All he's got is an assist. Spain versus England says which country is this? Spain versus England, that's the final. I wanted England, France. That's the final that I wanted, you know. Promise says Georgia is fighting. Promise, tell me you didn't. Tell me you bet Georgia. I'm sure you bet Georgia. That's why he's speaking now. MK says, yeah, he should have gotten a goal at least, my goat. Shem, he's had a tough time. But it's part of the bigger problem with the bigger teams, man. They've been struggling to figure out how to play. They've been struggling with a structure, a style. So a lot of the players are just running around for no reason, man. If you look at England yesterday, looked better in the second half. I couldn't cover it, but it looked better in the second half when I was watching it. Mara, they've struggled. Let me see. Belgium have put themselves inside the lion's den with Lukaku in the front line. In the front line disaster. What's wrong with Belgium, guys? Can somebody just tell me what's wrong with Belgium? There was a point where that team was very impressive, or should have been much more impressive than they were. What's wrong with Belgium? I didn't bet. I'm no longer into demonic stuff.
The game has changed today. There's betting, there's all these people are emotional.
I know why, guys. I know why. I promise. I hear you guys complaining, and all I know every time is.
Abantu bayakhala ngikhala sikhala sibaningi sikhala sibaningi nangumngane wami ngabe uyakhala sikhala sibaningi
Kalan Banigi, then betting, guys. Betway in these betting apps. Oh, Kalan Banigi, man. Kalan Banigi. Hey, until I sign a deal with them, then I'm going to need you guys to use whatever code I tell you guys to use. Let's see. The change of Palmer made a brighter impact. Palmer, I think Maino coming in. I think allowing Kyle Walker to push up. Guys, it's things we said. I feel like uptime we said so many things. So, sometimes, man, football, like I always say, is not rocket science. It really is not rocket science. And these coaches are making it feel like it's that. We all knew that England needed, we all knew that Declan Rice and Gallagher were not going to work together. There's nobody who can progress the ball there. We all knew that Saka needs a right back that's going to push up. We know that. We know that Trippier can't play King, a traditional left or right back role, even though he's playing left back now. He needs to push up and add to the attack. That's what his strengths are. Like, hey, guys, we know that Phil Foden needs somebody who can get the ball from the base of midfield and get him into the play. There's so many things that we know already. We know that Jude likes to go into the box. So play him next to Kane and allow Kane to drop back and play with Jude, similar to how you play Heung-min Son. We know. So, guys, I feel like Gareth Southgate is, for some reason, just making it hard for himself, as well as a lot of these other teams, man. There's a lot of issues across the Euros, and that's why I'm like, I don't respect the Euros the way I used to respect them. And the smaller teams are playing better because they don't have the big names and they have systems. But the sad part about them is that the smaller teams play better football, but they don't win. That's the rule of the Euros. Big teams win because they're big teams. They'll get it over the line, even if it's the other team doing it. And then the smaller teams who play well are shame. But our hopes are with Austria. I wonder if Agent here. Our hopes is here. Our hopes are with Austria to hold the little team flag. And hopefully in the knockouts, people will start playing proper football. Hopefully. This is why I wait for lineups before betting, says Majan. Kolana is a born again, but he's a born again. He's a born again reformed betting man. That's what he is. Switzerland and Austria have surprised me overall. That's why I'm like, those teams are the ones that are playing the best. It might come down to just a quality question later on in the tournament, where it's just quality on quality. How much can you do? Because we've seen the smaller teams come out swinging and fighting and doing all of that stuff, but running out of steam towards the end of games. So let's see. Currently, guys, we're 12 minutes into Georgia versus Portugal. Georgia scored a stunning goal 1 minute 30 seconds into the game. They had already taken the lead. Portugal fielding a much changed side. We're not seeing the Bernardo Silvas. You're not having your Bruno Fernandez's. Pepe is not even out there. So I expect this result to be the result, to be honest with you. I don't think Portugal's going to create much, by way of chances or goals. So let's see. Promises, I don't want Kakazela tonight. Yeah, you don't want Kakazela.
Bathi ngikushiyeka ngesunja.
Oh, Kakazela.
What Kakazela? What Kakazela? Why you Kakazeling, my brother? Relax, bro.
Relax, go to man. Relax, go to. Okay, let's see. We finally see João Felix in the team, and apparently Portugal is playing a 3-5-2. So you'd expect him to be very close to Ronaldo. I'm still not comfortable with Ronaldo drifting back a lot because he doesn't have the explosiveness anymore. He doesn't have that pace. So you'd want him to focus all of his energy on being up front and playing that football. João Felix playing in almost a 10 type role. That is also going to be very interesting because as far as I know, that is not one of his strong suits. Oh, wait. No look past, boy. No look past Inesio. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play out. Georgia has already made their intentions clear. You know, they came out early, hit them in the mouth. They're probably going to try hard again around 40th minute. Like when we get into that part of the game, they're going to try and get another goal in that section. But let's see if Portugal can play. They're so predictable. I think that's the thing. They're so predictable. Look at when they get up the pitch, right? Ronaldo makes a very predictable run with two defenders set in the center-back position. Nobody's making a fake run. Nobody's dragging anyone. So it's, guys, if your defense is set and you can get your four to communicate, then you don't need to worry. You know, 5 in the case of Georgia. You don't need to worry about too much else. We've seen it with Germany as well. The moment a team plays a back 5, Musiala disappears because there's no space to move around, right? Havertz, my giraffe, is walking around. He's trying to run around, but there's nothing there. Oh, Ronaldo looking for a free kick goal. When last did we see a Ronaldo free kick goal? I want to see a Ronaldo free kick goal. I hope he gets one at least on target here. Come on. Pela, Messi is also busy that side in Copa America. There we go, boy. At least it was on target. There we go. At least it was on target, Shem. Hey. Yo, that wall placement was trash. What? Loazi says, Betway is not fair. I say Adliwa. I'm telling you. Kalan Baning, promise. You're not the only one crying about betting. There's a lot of you. All played in. Let's see. But guys, let me get your thoughts there in the comments. What's your final? Who's your final? And who are going to be players to watch in the knockouts? That's what I want to know from you guys. Who are going to be the players to watch, and who do you have in the final? We've already spoken about England and Spain. Somebody said England and Spain in the comments. Who else? Who else are you guys trusting to do well? 17 minutes in. Still 1-0 to Portugal. Georgia has been quiet since that goal of theirs. They've kind of set back. They had maybe 1 or 2 attacks early, but now it seems like they just want to absorb as much pressure as they can. Like I said, we're probably going to see them pop out again at around the 40th minute. That's when we're going to see them again. MK says the final is Spain versus Germany. Spain, Germany. Interesting. I guess Spain is one of the more consistent teams here. They're playing okay. They're playing good football. Germany's up and down, man. It feels like they used all their goals up in that first game. Oh, Cristiano the GOAT. One of the GOATs. One of the GOATs. Hit a free kick straight to the keeper there. Caucasian says, where can I look for the game for free? Do you know what's crazy, Caucasian? I'm not going to say anything because when I tell links and things, I get banned. So all I can say is that if you're in South Africa, it's Supersport 203. That's all I can say. Here comes Georgia again. Ow, 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 ow. Vara. I was hoping that, you know, with Portugal changing this team, I think the biggest problem with managing the big countries is that you're coaching egos, right? Bernardo Silva is an ego you have to manage. Fernandez is an ego you have to manage. Cristiano is a big ego that you have to manage. Cancelo and all of those boys are all egos that you have to manage, right? And you'd imagine that with this type of setup where, I mean, the standout players here are Dallo, Paulinho, you have Ronaldo and João Felix. You'd imagine that a lot more of the game could be managed a bit more. A system could be put into this, right? And I'm still struggling to see what Portugal is trying to do, where they're trying to take advantage of Georgia and how they're going to score. Like I said before, it's not necessarily a problem that is unique to Portugal. A lot of the big teams are struggling with exactly that. What is the system? You know, what is my role? We watched England. Like I said, England has a ton of people trying to all be heroes, you know, trying to drop back and another one cycling there and another one cycling there. And you're like, but guys, your positional discipline and the structure that you have is not gonna, you're not gonna do anything if you are setting up like this, you know? So that's interesting to see if maybe Roberto Martinez's job is a little bit easier today when the big names are not necessarily there. Maybe it's the hungrier players who are trying to make sure that they're going to get into the team later on, but we're not seeing much from them, to be honest. Even the goal. What was interesting about that goal was that I feel like the defense was a little bit too relaxed. So instead of Danilo attacking Vara, he sat back and sort of waited, and the pass just happened to be that good. MK Spain Germany final is possible according to the knockout tree. I wish overrated Ronaldo team to lose. To be honest, Lebza, you're always coming in with fire before even saying hello. Your greetings always at the end of your punchline. Ay man, Lebza. Let's see. Uspiwe says, Shokrutman, I think Portugal will win this match, although they're not playing good football. But that's what we've been seeing. To be honest with you, that's what we've been seeing. The big teams have been, you know, getting by through on goals and mistakes by defenders. If you look at the game, for example, that Portugal played versus Turkey, right? One goal was I'd say proper, but then one was a no-look back pass that went somewhere. Another one was a defensive line that was playing high that you meant to communicate and keep an actual line. They didn't, which allowed Ronaldo to come out and give the ball to Bruno. So it's like we haven't seen much. France, the only goal that they've scored from open play is which one? Mbappe getting the ball and forcibly crossing it into the box and somebody chasing it basically, and it goes inside the box, goes inside the goal, right? That's what we've seen. We haven't seen clear goals from the big guys. I can't show the match, guys. TikTok tends to ban me, so apologies for that. They tend to ban me. I can't even say, guys, you know, I've been banned for just speaking a link, so I'm not doing it. You see this pen? If I hold it a certain way for too long, they say that it's a cigarette. So I'm not about that. Mojan says Austria versus Spain, Germany. Oh, Austria versus Spain or Germany in the final. I don't see either England or Italy beating Austria. Oh, you guys trust Ralph Rangnick? This is very interesting. Okay, Austria, Spain or Germany. Wait, let's see. Is that possible via the bracket? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible. So on the one side of the bracket, currently, you have Spain, Germany, Denmark, Portugal, France, Belgium, and Romania with Spain, Germany, Denmark, Portugal, France, and Belgium. That is the one side of the bracket in the last 16. So those teams will eliminate each other. And then on the other side, you have Romania, Austria, England, Switzerland, and Italy. That's the easier side for sure. But Portugal will win because they are playing good football, says Umtogo. I'm Togo. Are they playing good football, Portugal? I don't know. I think they've got possession. That's all I can say. I think they've got possession. But you don't see the build-up. Oh, Joao trying to cause problems there. Ludovica says, Forza Italia. Okay. Okay, Ludovica. Clearly Italian. How do you feel about your team this year? All the way to the final in 2022. Can you repeat it in this tournament with the likes of Austria and those type of teams still waiting for you? Fazli says Georgia. Oh, you're going with Georgia. Georgia is leading, but in terms of the, let's see, in terms of the actual table, I just want to pull up the live table so that we know. Okay, the live table right now has Portugal at the top, obviously 6 points. Turkey would still be second, and then Georgia also goes to, Georgia goes to third, equal points. So Turkey and Georgia both have 4 points. Georgia will be hoping to be one of the best fourth place finishers. Let's see, they're on a goal difference of -1. I'm seeing Slovakia and them are, oh, that group ended with 4 all across. Group E was bad, man. Okay, let's see. Msiana says top strikers in this tournament is like they are not there. Do you know what's funny? I think it goes back to the conversation we were having yesterday. Remember the conversation we were having yesterday where it feels as though in Europe for the Euros, you're finding the thing where there's so many overcoached players. So it's coaches, it's players who play in top teams, amazing top teams. But because their roles within those teams are so purely defined, and the coaches of those teams have made sure that each position is dependent on the other. Now, when they're no longer in those systems, you can't see what the player does well anymore. So you take Foden. Foden is currently what? The EPL's player of the year, right? Foden, incredible player for Manchester City. But now you see how deep Pep Guardiola's system goes, because when he doesn't have that system, what type of player is he, right? And I feel like that is what's happening across all of the big teams. You have other really great players who are used to having other people do the dirty work for them, and now those guys are not there and you're exposed. So if you look, example, for at the England team, it's what I was telling you. Saka is really good because White pushes up. So Saka can get the ball and face a one-on-one, and the double team might not come in some cases because you're looking at White, right? You're looking at Trippier, for example, on the left-hand side. Trippier can't go forward. He can't attack, right? And his strength is going forward, but because the guy in front of him is not there in the setup that they've chosen, right? Now he can't do what he's good at. You look at Declan Rice. I'm an Arsenal fan. We look at Declan Rice in the center. Declan Rice looked best when he was next to Partey. So when Declan Rice is asked to be the CDM traditionally, and he doesn't have somebody next to him who's a better progressor of the ball so that he can go meet up with the number 10 and play, it's an issue, right? Harry Kane, he's not getting the type of support he'd normally get, like as in terms of play to him, balls to him. So he's sitting down and he's not getting the ball. And when he does what he's really good at in dropping back and facilitating play, he doesn't have a Heung-min Son to run past him so that they can play, right? He played a couple of balls, and the one big comment we had was, if he's the guy playing the ball in, you want Harry Kane on the end of that ball, but he has to come back and play that same ball across. So I think it's a situation where a lot of these teams, the big ones, the ones with the really good players, those good players are good in the systems that their clubs created for them, not necessarily now in the national teams. And the national team coaches for most of these big teams don't have balls enough. They don't have balls enough to say, guys, I'm going to sacrifice some of you so that we can create a system. Didier Deschamps is struggling. Southgate is struggling. Martinez, I guess you could say, is also struggling a little bit. There's a lot of struggles there, right? So it's a lot. It's a lot. Let's see. Whoa. Hang on. Hang on. I know when there's an international audience, I always try and figure out what people are saying in the comments. Some of you are naughty, but let's see. Bejom, the game has started. The game has started already. It's a live watch along. We're 29 minutes in. Georgia are leading Portugal 1-0. That is not a mistake on the scoreboard. It's not a mistake. Host, why Croatia is performing well with the World Cup, but they always end up performing badly at the Euro. I'm not sure. I think it's a combination of things. Like I said, for example, if you look at AFCON is amazing because tactically, man, everybody's running everywhere and they're free. Ooh. Trusted by Joao Felix. But in terms of Euros and things like that, I'm actually not sure why Croatia doesn't do well. Maybe someone in the comments can say something. Polani says penalty, but he got a yellow card. They gave him a yellow. Polani says this Euros VAR is not make sure. AFCON VAR was better, man. AFCON VAR was way better. Like, much, much better. But VAR in Europe has been an issue for a while. I mean, how many times have we watched the English Premiership, for example, and people have been complaining about those things? Mtogo, thank you so much. I think it's just about, like, you know what's missing, right? What's missing in modern football is that element of creativity. Yesterday, Lindo touched on it, Talifang touched on it, a couple of people touched on the fact that Malume Kuto always speaks about it. There's a lack of, like, problem solving. I don't necessarily call it creativity, I call it problem solving. So if your system is not working right now, or you've made the same run 5 times and nothing has happened, the older players, they would have had a responsibility to try and have to go change it and have to go figure it out without having to wait for halftime. But then again, modern day coaches want control. So they don't want loose cannons in their teams. They like the fact that I am the one that's telling these guys to do 1, 2, and 3. So yeah, it's a very interesting conversation. Portugal still haven't really come to the party. They've had some chances here and there that have flashed by. But I predict that Georgia's going to come at them again around the 40th minute. Clanipo says VAR was top-notch in AFCON. Clanipo says players ain't playing for the enjoyment anymore. Please look at how free players were back then and how they are now. That's very true. That's very true. And it's also the game. The game is a bookie's game now. Like, I'm sure if I tell you guys that my GOAT, like my greatest of all-time player, is not Messi or Cristiano. For me, it's Ronaldinho, and it's got very little to do with his stats. Very close to him is Henry, and it's got very little to do with the amount of goals he scored and things like that. It's the imagination, it's the things they used to do, man. Football used to be fun, right? But now we're watching bookies games. Two-stroke, thank you so much for the rose. Doing what they've been told by coaches. Peko, how are you doing? Siana says it's textbook football. It's textbook football. We always even joke, if you ever watch the show, we always even joke that 65 minutes is when you make a sub. It's like it's in the manual. Don't do anything until you get to the 65th minute. Then you can start making subs and changing systems. If you see something wrong, don't do anything until you can sit them all down at halftime. That's what we were watching. Lebza says, I think African football is growing because even small nations in terms of football are improving. That's true. It's growing. It's growing. But I think AFCON, there's a certain freedom to it. I don't think AFCON is bogged down too much by tactical things. It's a very honest tournament. Like it's physical. It's open. So you guys have to just prove that you are up there. And okay, let me not say it's not tactical. There's tactics in it, but it's not necessarily the focus of it. You know, some of these teams are just being too smart for their own good. Togo says it feels like Portugal will concede another goal. that defense, it's just that Georgia coming out with a 5-3-2 made their intentions clear. They're going to sit. They're going to sit. How long you can sit? Portugal has now made it into the box a few times. They're defending for their lives. Kitibang Tibang, they're at the back. They've done all of that stuff. So now you have to sit back and think to yourself, how long can they keep this up? You can't do this for 90 minutes. William says, check England, they have good players but no result. They have good players but no system. That's the issue. Guys, England, oh, there we go. Vara. England is caught, for me, in a conundrum. A lot of their things don't match. I'll give you an example. Foden, Bellingham, and those guys, with a coach like Gareth Southgate, I don't think it matches. Then the media will tell you what players to pick and play, and all of that stuff. For me, how you fix England. Georgia almost getting second goal. Danilo, number 13, Danilo. And those guys are an issue. Danilo, Inacio. Let's see who's standing in front so I get the right person. Antonio. Their positioning is trash. And their anticipation is trash, even on dead ball situations. Georgia could have gotten the second goal there. Okay, now where was I? The best fix for England is one of two things. It's either you get a modern, creative coach who can deal with the type of players that are being forced onto Southgate, or Southgate plays the football and with the players that he genuinely wants to play with. I have a theory that Southgate wants to play boring football. Like, I have a theory that Southgate in his head, he would love to do a 4-4-2. You know, play up the wings, cross it in. You've got one collecting striker, one striking guy. You just play boring football, bypass the midfield. But now he has to accommodate your Bellinghams, your dynamic Bellinghams. He has to accommodate your Fodens. And usually in those boring teams, you have one or two of those, or one of those. You don't have four of them, you know. But that's just the theory. You guys can tell me. Ronaldinho was the greatest. He played for fun. He enjoyed the game. He took it for what it is. Yeah, that's why he's my GOAT. That's why he's my GOAT. These guys that you guys watch is great, man. The stats are good. They score some good goals. But the joy, man, there's no joy in football. Those are in South Africa. Remember Coca-Cola Cup. Job done is 2-0. We know it's Skara time. We know it's Skara time. Skara's going to do something in the game. Then I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I'm going to try it. I'm going to go try it outside. It's those type of things. OT, do you think CR7 is a team player or still breaking records? For me, he's a team player. He is a team player. I think what people confuse with Ronaldo, for me, I don't really care. Like, if he misses a chance and he feels bad, or he doesn't get the ball and he feels bad, or he gets angry, I like that type of stuff in a player. To be honest with you, I like that type of stuff. It shows you that, hey guys, now I want to be part of this, right? I want to make a tangible thing. There's a reason why he's got what? How many goals does he have for Portugal? It's 180 or something like that, right? You need that drive. If you don't have those players in your team, then there's a problem. So I think people confuse like those type of things, and then they say, he's not a team player, all of that stuff. Guys. But anyway, Gibus says, when players used to play for fun, they're killed by the efficiency mafia. The bookmakers. Ronaldo just missed another chance, says Umtogo. Msiana says, Ronaldo is a problem, Shem, for me. If he's not past the ball, he complains instead of motivating others. Go sleep. I've got a 5-year-old, guys, who just woke up for some reason. So I'm trying to make him go back to bed. Okay, let's see. But host, why do African teams don't perform well in the World Cup? For me, it's similar. It's a similar thing. I think AFCONs rely a lot on individual play, your physicality. So if you're faster than the other person, if you're a little bit stronger than the other person, you're probably going to win that game and win that duel. I think where Europeans have a slight advantage or an advantage over us is the other parts of the game. So I've always said that the problem with Africa most of the time is that I'm a talented striker. When I am 16 or when you guys discover me, I know how to score one way, right? I don't know the principles of anything else. I know how to score one way. We never take the time to develop the other parts of that person's game. So where you're not the strongest and the fastest, sometimes these things come down to tactics and stuff like that, where the Europeans have a little bit of an advantage there. It's changing. We're coming along, right? But where we rely on our natural gifts and that's where everything goes, they have more of the textbook knowledge. A defender's doing this, I move like this. That person's doing that, I do that. That one's doing that, I do. I think they beat us with those subtleties, you know. It's the reason why Mamelodi Sundowns can be so great at what they do. And when the players go to Mamelodi Sundowns, we always say they get better. It's because they learn the subtleties, the subtle little things that you do on the pitch, right? That supersede physical gifts, that supersede all of the other stuff. I think that's where we lack. But to be fair, numbers as well. If 13, is it 13? Is it going to be 13 this year or was it 9? 9 European teams are going in with only 4 or 5 African teams, then that's an issue. If a Club World Cup is going to have 32 teams and 4 teams are going to come from Africa, whereas I think it was 18 teams or something like that are going to come from Europe, numbers wise, like the odds are not in our favor or any other continent's favor, to be honest. So that's the other part of the conversation. Look at what Palmer and Maynard did when they came on. Lord, I enjoyed the game when they came on, says Tlanipo. Vara is being problematic. Watch Vara in the next 5 minutes. Portugal is fumbling at the back. Georgia might do a miracle in the second half. That backline is not together. Plus, England doesn't get it. What players do in their clubs shouldn't be what you hold them to. If the player's playing bad, he should be subbed. Exactly. It's a national team. There shouldn't be names, written in permanent marker. That's how you create competition. But then you also hear Southgate saying, oh, we needed another player like Calvin Phillips. Someone who didn't play last time, number one, great. But then you're telling me that in all of England, they don't have a defensive mid who can you just need somebody who's average in that position. You'd much rather take Trent and put him there instead of just finding someone. He's in charge of choosing. So if you don't have a Calvin Phillips type of player, that's really up to you. Problem is one with England. Parawaka, every position has good players and the coach doesn't know how to use them properly. The coach must grow balls, guys. You must coach. Pep Guardiola has balls and obviously a track record, but he's the star of the show. It's a national team. It's meant to be the best players in the best positions to win this country something. So if you're not working, it's okay to sit on the bench, guys. Jude or Foden, Harry Kane, any of them. You have to have a coach who's willing to make that decision, who's willing to go, it's not working. He kind of tried it in the second half, but he sacrificed Gallagher. But you need to say, hi, guys, screw the media, screw L'Equipe, screw any of those things. Tepang says a lot of foreigners in that league, English, hence a lot of those players shine in national teams. Junior says, yo, go to my pet sleep. Ahaha.
The game has changed today. There's betting, there's all these people are emotional.
Oh, Junior.
Ziyakhala anyways, you loudspeaker and I couldn't do it off. I couldn't do it off. Ziyakhala very much. Ziyakhala very much.
Ziyakhala, Junior. Promises, I think it's just a consolation goal or Gio will lose this game heavily. Promise, when I don't trust you. Football ain't for English people. They just love it. Overhyped players. Jude is just okay, not extraordinary, says Tepang. Mujan says, even Ronaldinho complained about the current Brazil team. They play more European style. Msiana says, the betting gents, I'm sure they're losing because of this game. Gibbs says, England lack a midfielder who's able to control the tempo of the game. Rice is not that guy. Exactly. Rice needs somebody next to him who can do that. You need a Cruz. Look at what Cruz does. Cruz and Andrich, how they work. So you've got Andrich who does more of the defensive work. Cruz who then plays the ball in, and then Gundogan at times who drops back. You need a brain. If you don't have a brain in midfield, it gets tough to progress the ball, especially if you're doing it slowly, right? If you're going to play without a brain, go wide, right? Allow Trippier to go up the pitch. Play, is it Gordon? Play Gordon on the left-hand side. Play Saka on the right-hand side. Allow Kyle Walker to go up and just pepper it with crosses, pepper it with cutbacks. Try play that way. Bypass your midfield altogether, right? Because if you don't have a player who's willing and able to get the ball and play the ball up vertically, as Talifang always says, the vertical passes, then there's no point, right? Why was Gallagher not working yesterday? Gallagher can hardly hold the ball. He can't pass it like that. He's usually just the energy guy. So you've got two energy guys. Declan Rice is a little bit better on the ball, but you've got two energy guys, support staff, the guys who play the 8, who run off the 10, who run off the 6. You've got two of those guys in midfield, and you can't think. Whereas if you look at Germany, Kroos drops all the way back. He plays almost in a back 3. He plays the left center back in a back 3 when they're building up the ball, because they understand that, okay, we need the first pass. So if we need a thinker who can get the ball into the spaces and see the space and see the next move, let's let Kroos play that role, right? Bellingham is free a lot of the time in Germany because you've got the thinker at the back who's playing that ball out to Vinicius, to whatever. You guys worry about the attacking. I've got you. So if you don't have that type of player, it's not even, you could say Calvin Phillips, but it's not even about that, right? Mano looked incredible when he came on because, but anyway, it's halftime. Remember, it's an interactive show. So if you want to join me now and just tell me what you think of the first half, you'll have to be following me on TikTok. For those who are watching on YouTube, jump in and let's have a conversation about what we're seeing in the first half. For me, there wasn't much really. Portugal were the brighter team, but it's because Georgia came into this game to defend. Let's be real. Georgia came into this game to defend. Let me just get my graphics right. Oh, almost forgot. We're having conversations about other things because this game is not up there. But guys, Georgia do lead Portugal 1-0. Oh, you guys don't want to jump in today? Okay, I'll keep reading. Bye, Libs. Ntlogele, man. Ntlogele. George. He was George. Phillips isn't even that great of a playmaker. Exactly. Guardiola benches Foden if he ain't performing. That's what England need to do. Hey, Sanam, I can't give you that advice. So maybe somebody in the comments can give you that advice. I can't even say it. I've been banned for less. No, I heard one of the football legends complain about CR7 breaking records at international. The betting gents, I'm sure England, like a midfielder, is able to control the tempo of the game. Let me see what's happening on YouTube then, since you guys, today you don't want to jump in. It's because you're not watching the game. I see you guys. Let me see if there's any movement on YouTube. I just want to check if anybody's saying anything that side. Ref is bought. Ref is not on point, says Peggy. Yeah, okay, so what I was hoping from Portugal, to be honest with you, what I was hoping from Portugal was that with Bernardo and all those guys off the pitch, you'd see a little bit more fluid of a game. I think what a lot of these teams have been getting away with in the group stages is that a lot of the teams that they played against are not necessarily teams that are out here to try and play you, right? So Georgia came out, got their goal a minute and a half in, and then sat back. So I think we have the illusion that Portugal is playing well or Portugal is doing well. But in actual fact, if you watch it, Georgia has gotten away on 2 or 3 occasions where they've countered, but they didn't follow through the counter. And you could see the gaps in that Portugal defense. So if Georgia can come out and be a little bit brighter in the second half, they're probably going to do it for the first 10 minutes. So I'm sure 45 minutes to 55 minutes, we're going to see Georgia pushing, and then they'll retreat back into this back five. You know, they're going to park the bus, right? Which they were doing for most of that game. So I think we'll see how it plays out in the second half. What's interesting again is that Ronaldo is still not on it, and he's not being fed the right way. Joao Felix doesn't seem to have the freedom that he would need at that 10 to be creative enough. As I see Carlos Pozo saying, let Joao Felix cook. He's not being allowed the free roll type of game plan there in the middle. So it's going to be interesting to watch what's going to happen in this game. Now, for Portugal, to be honest with you, it's a dead rubber game. Georgia needs this win more than Portugal. So I also don't think Portugal, we wouldn't be away from Portugal. It wouldn't be shocking if Portugal also decided that, guys, what is the point of us going forward? As it stands right now on the live table, Portugal are number 1 with 6 points on the board. Turkey are number 2 with 4 points. They are currently drawing their game with Czechia 0-0. Georgia also has 4 points owing to the 3 points they would get from here. And Czechia is at the bottom of the table. The bracket right now, Portugal is basically through. So they through first place. They're waiting to hear who's going to be the third place A, B, or C team that they're going to be facing from Group A, B, or C. France are going to be playing Belgium. Romania is waiting for, again, also the third place from A, B, C, or D. So the best third place finishers from those groups. Austria is going to play the second place in this group, and that would be Austria versus Turkey. And then England are waiting also for the third place from D, E, and F. And Switzerland will face Italy. So we'll have a clearer picture at the end of this game. But look at this goal. Look at the defending. Look at the defending. Look at the defending. Danilo and Inacio. There's 2 of you. There's 2 of you. There's a man who's chasing Vara on the other side, which means that Danilo should be free to drift and go cover that because Georgia hasn't pushed anyone else up. But these 2 guys are watching the one runner when there's a guy running right in behind your defense on the other side. That defending made no sense, but they have not played with each other, even though there is a Mickey Mouse role, a Mickey Mouse mistake to make. Host, do you think Pep can succeed if he coaches the national team? I think what will kill Pep is not having day-to-day football. So Pep not having day-to-day football is going to be the toughest thing for him. In terms of putting a team together, I think if depending on the team that he coaches, if he coaches Spain, there's enough of his DNA left there in the country for him to be able to take that team on and not have to change too much and not have to teach too much. The only problem with Pep is that his systems are often so detailed that you need to have been with him for a very long time, and you're not going to get that luxury you're not going to get that luxury in international football. Too many yellow cards while the other side are not getting any, says Upegi. I'm a girl says, how long does halftime go? It's 15 minutes. 15 minutes is halftime. Demixi says, Georgia. Sam says, it's my first time watching. Welcome, Sam. Welcome. What are your thoughts so far? Normally right now, I'm speaking to people, but they're afraid to come on. Let me see who's here. Let me see who's in the queue. Okay, so Portugal have 70% of the possession versus Georgia's 30. 3 attempts on target versus Georgia's 1. Georgia has 2 attempts in total, and Portugal have 11 in total. 363 passes completed by Portugal, 129 by Georgia. That will tell you the story of the game. Carlo, welcome to the show. How are you?
Hey, George. I'm well and you, my brother.
I'm good. Tell me, what is happening? What is happening in this game?
You know what, George? The first opening games, we thought that we were going to see goals. There were 5-1s. And going to second matches, third matches, that's when we see that there are no goals in this Euro. And I'm not sure if the football system has changed so much in Europe, whereas now we are seeing draws instead of wins. I mean, if we look back, I mean, yesterday there were draws, today there are draws, and today's games, Azach and Turkey, I mean, it's still a draw there, a 0-0 draw, guys. You go with George. George, guys, they are very organized. It's a very organized team. They know what they are doing at the end of the day. There's no star player there. They are not dependent on any player. They are playing as a team. And that's what's frustrating Portugal, because they don't believe that they are playing Georgia. And I think Georgia will win this.
Carlo, before you move on from that point, can I ask you, do you think that Georgia's approach would have been different if they hadn't have scored that goal in the first minute? So do you think we'd be seeing them, playing a low block nyana, man? Would we see that in this game?
Honestly, I think so. I think so, because I mean they are just playing. They are just playing, and I don't think that early goal it was going. It's an influencer when it comes to this game. I think they were going to score eventually. I think so. The way they are playing, yes, the Portugal they've got these ball positions, but at the end of the day they are frustrated. They don't have ideas. If the captain of the team is frustrated, complaining to the referee, it shows that there's no supply coming, or there's no enough, or maybe they don't have a playmaker to make things tick from the midfield side. But Georgia guys, I think are going to win. Those who have done the betting. So
let me bring Xolani, because I'm gonna come back because I'm gonna ask you what you would do in the second half. But let me bring Xolani. Xolani, welcome to the show, my brother. How are you?
Thank you very much, Mr. Utsing. Imnandi ngezwa wena.
Yeah, I want bayasaba namhlanje, but it's fine. Uyibona njani game, Xolani? How have you seen this first half?
Hey, Ulebza has been requesting senze ama-watch along Portugal, yet he's not even coming in to. He sees that his coach is not performing, so he'd rather not join. OT, I don't know what this obsession my coach is trying to be Pep Guardiola. Like everyone is trying to be a star of the show. I mean, Udenilo Wilalika, Mr. Uti, he's a CDM, and today is playing as a centre back. I don't understand. Like that's why I don't rate Martinez, Mr. Uti. And Portugal have already qualified. You still put in Ronaldo. How about you give another player a chance? Because obviously, when it comes to a knockouts, Ronaldo is gonna start. Yeah, so how about you give another striker a chance, like you did? Who's this guy from Atletico Madrid?
Joao Felix.
John Felix, yes, and he opted to put Usilva on the bench. So I was expecting him to try new things, but play the right players, my right position. Like Mr. Otsi, I don't understand these coaches. Like I think Pep is more influential. My failure, my coaches like. He's the reason why they fail. Like they try so much to be on the front page. Like Mr. Uti, be a coach. Like you've been saying in Isola, be a coach. Okay, try to find the problems and trying to solve them, Mr. Uti. Like coach. Okay, fine. Whatever Pep was doing that you saw it might work is not working. Come with another plan. That's what I'm asking for. Come with another plan. Let us see that you're trying, Mr. Oti. But these guys, all they want is to play good football, positional football. They want a centre back who's a ball player. Like for me, Mr. Oti, just win games. Like my essay goes.
Must I play it? Must I play it? Let me
play the OT.
And we even have transition and what. Sometimes I don't even understand what they're saying. Hey, these guys are talking. I mean, just win the game, guys.
Just win the game, guys. In the words of Pitso. Let me see. Scalo, win this game for me very quickly. As this game is starting, win this game for me. What should Portugal do? What should Georgia do in the
OG.
Yes, there we go. What should these two teams do in the second half?
Okay. What if I was a coach for Georgia? I will just switch to 5-4-1 because of now I just need to defend that goal. And then if I was a Portugal coach, I will switch to 4-3-3 and push Joao Felix, at the far right, and try and get a playmaker. Maybe Bruno, just to come in if I want to maybe have a draw. Yeah. But for now, it's not going to work if they keep the same shape, especially Portugal.
Score prediction?
It's going to be 1-0. Eh?
Oh, it's going to stay like this. Okay.
It's going to stay like this.
Let me go to Kolani. What do these two teams need to do to win this game? And what is your score prediction?
For me, Mr. Oti, if I was coach at Georgia, I would for now I'll see if team ends kanjani, and then try and take a player who's tired, because for me they're playing very well. As for Portugal, I think they need to bring on Usilva. I think they need to bring on Usilva to play to try and find those combinations with Joao Felix.
Okay.
But for me, scoreline, Mr. Oti, I don't see Portugal scoring a goal tonight. So 1-0, Mr. Oti.
Okay. No, thank you guys for joining me here at halftime. If we can get to 20,000 likes, I will open it up again, and everybody will get a minute or two to say what they want to say. It's going to be interesting. I want to see how the game finishes off. I want to see what they do in the second half. I don't know how much pride Portugal is playing for. So they might push, they might not. I think Georgia is going to be be resolute in their 5-3-2. It's probably going to become a 5-4-1, as Uskalo had said their halftime. And they're going to try to see out this thing. They need it, because without this 3 points, they're lost. Without these 3 points, they don't have a shout for best third place finisher. One of the teams that are the best third place finishers. So it's going to be interesting in the second half. I think Georgia was sitting a little bit too far back towards the end of that half. I think inviting Portugal to have 11 attempts on target means that at some point you're going to be breached. And like I said, they can't risk another point. At the very least, they need to show that they are aggressive and dangerous when going forward. So the moment you win the ball back, hit them. Portugal, on the other hand, I guess they just need to chip away at this. If it wasn't for that 1 minute 30 goal that they conceded, I think the game would have just, went and died. But now they need to push. Oh, Ronaldo. Oh, Ronaldo can't get that goal. He's getting frustrated. Let me see some of these comments that I'd missed during that halftime point. Zoe says, thank you for doing this. No problem, Zoe. No problem. Islam Boy says, Georgia. Msiana says, we're upset with these teams. Our betting slips, yes. 4 corners that I'm good, says Magali. Magali, so you weren't betting these corners. But you're going to get them. Portugal is not going to stop going forward. Han said that stats doesn't win games for you. It's the goals that count. And Steve Compella said stats are like a bikini. They're revealing, but they don't show you the important parts. I don't think so. Looking at all the games they've played, they play attacking and going forward. The Portuguese team should pay more attention on how to improve and enhance the smooth and accurate passing. And again, they have smooth and accurate passes. Bernardo Silva in tight spaces is one of the best passers. Bruno Fernandes is always looking for that killer pass, loves assisting and doing those type of things. They just can't play together. João Felix is on the pitch. But look, here they are. They're attacking. Very little to do with like smooth play here. It's just about trying to force that door open. That is all they're going to do here now. They're going to all dock. They're going to all get into the box and try score. That's what we're going to be watching here for this second half. Ronaldo is on just to get a goal. Yeah, that's all. I don't think Ronaldo's on. I don't think Martinez decided that Ronaldo's playing this game. If you know, you know. I don't think there was Martinez's decision. Danilo been playing there for a while for Portugal. You don't know what you say, says Tasula. I still prefer, kind of the normal one is Pepe. Pepe and who? It's Pepe and, let me just pull up the bench. Okay, here comes Portugal. Georgia's not going to be able to keep this up the whole game, guys. There's no way. There's no way. Hi, man, show me the game. What's happening? Hey, Vara's trying everything, man. Vara's trying everything. Okay, let's see the lineups. The normal one is goal. Oh, boy. Vara, I just spoke about you. Pepe and Diaz. It's usually Pepe and Diaz. Even they've been a little bit shaky at times, but they're a lot better without. Let me go watch the second half so I can speak from what I watched at the end of the game. Can Portugal win today, says Zechai. Yeah. Hi guys, my feud with TikTok continues. My feud with TikTok continues. How? What is happening? TikTok is now kicked me off, I guess. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea what's going on. Is my sound also gone? What's happening here? Heaven. Okay, let me see. Hopefully I'm still... Guys, can you just tell me there in the comments if I'm audible? Something happened. I don't know what happened. We were having such a nice watch along and then the game sort of ended. TikTok, man. Zephora, how are you? How are you, Zephora? Okay, 51st minute. Georgia is still leading 1-0. Portugal is still chipping away. They had 11 shots in the first half, 3 on target, which shows you that is a team that is trying by any means to try catch up and maybe get a goal out of this. I know for sure Ronaldo wants to get a goal there. Zephora, do you know what's funny? Yes, please. Yes, please. I would love the likes. Do you know what's funny? I was just live and my live was ended for some odd reason by TikTok. So thank you for joining in. And yes, please. I would love the likes. I would love the likes. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Let's see how this game is going to pan out. The ref is making this game so tough to watch, man. The ref is making this game so tough to watch. Sigma Watermelon. How are you doing? Welcome. Logs, welcome. Kwanele, thank you. Lost Gaming, unfortunately not. What up, beat up? Peter Jackson just comes in and says, shoo. Cole Palmer, the ghost, says Bizarrion. Sam says, I think Portugal should bring Bruno on for more attack. Yeah, they need to control it a lot better. They haven't been able to control that game. Guys, is there VAR in this thing? I don't understand. Oh. Shot. Save. Okay, we're starting to wake up. We're starting to see something over here in this game. Sorry, guys. The guys who are on, I see Kolan is here. I see Mojan is here. Sorry, guys, about it just ended. MK, it just ended. I don't know why. Me and TikTok, our feud carries on. Our feud carries on. Sam says, I think a goal is coming. I can feel it. No, it is. It has to come. It has to come because Portugal is attacking a lot. And there's no team that can park a bus for 90 minutes. There's no team in football that can park a bus for 90 minutes. Oh, are they making him check the TV? Oh, okay. Potential penalty review. Let's see. Thank you so much, Zipporah. Thank you so much. Mojan says penalty. There was contact. There was contact. And maybe it could have interrupted the way the player was going to play. Even if it wasn't enough to bring him down like that, it was enough to make sure that, he thinks twice about getting to that ball. Or there's an obstacle to get to that ball. So, penalty. Did he give it? There we go. Georgia with a penalty. It's a penalty. They have a chance to go up. Tanipo, yes, penalty. But I understand, like, you get what I mean. The moment you feel the contact or you see the leg, you want to try jump it. So he's touched you, but I feel as though you could have had control of that ball still, or at least made another move. So I kind of understand why they give it to look at the Tabo. But Tabo, when are you always fighting referees? Why don't you fight every referee? Okay, 55 minutes in, Georgia leading 1-0. They have a penalty. They have a penalty and a chance to further extend this lead. Let's see. It is a soft penalty, but I understand the reasoning. Let's see. Oh, yes. Mikatautse steps up to make it 2-0.
I just got a notification. It's a goal.
It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. It's a goal. Georgia now lead 2-0. Safe to say that now they've covered that third spot. I think their goal difference is now 0. I don't know if they're going to go through as the best of the third place finishers, but it's right there. As for Portugal,
ziyakhala and loudspeaker and I couldn't do it off. I don't couldn't do it off. Ziyakhala ke manje. Ziyakhala ke manje.
The only thing helping them is that they're already through. This is a dead rubber game. I think their group is the only one where none of the other countries, let me just make sure, have that much of an open chance. There's been a red card in the Czechia game, Czechia versus Turkey. There's been a red card for Czechia, but I just wanted to check the table. Okay, Turkey's leading 1-0. Turkey's leading 1-0. I think they just scored. Okay, so Turkey is solidifying that second place. Mojan says Georgia will go through. 4 points is safe. Well, Turkey is now on 6. Okay, so then 4 points, but are they the better finishers? Because Georgia is now on a goal difference of 0. I don't know how they're going to work this out. But Georgia's now sitting there on a goal difference of 0. So let's see what happens. There's not enough contact. I think the reason why they called the ref over is that, yes, there's not enough contact, but is the contact enough to stop me from getting to my next move? Like, you're interrupting me, I'd say it's more of an obstructive thing than it is the contact thing. It seemed like the player would still have control of the ball after making that move that he made if the Portuguese player hadn't put his foot there. So I think I understand the thinking behind it. So the thinking behind it is that, but the contact itself is a little. It's similar to that conversation we're having about the offside that was called in the Portugal-Turkey game, was it? Or was it France? One of them, where the goalkeeper was maybe not going to make it to dive that way, but the other guy was so close and in between the ball and the goalkeeper enough that it could be deemed to be an active player. Ronaldo needs to watch himself. He's already got a yellow card. Danipo says there's no soft foul on the striker. Georgia will go through. Ronaldo needs to come in the clutch, says Kwanele. Evan, Georgia's cooking, Tabo. When are you joking? Why is CR7 still on the pitch? I also don't understand, because he's got a yellow card. He's still protesting and complaining, so he could get something else there. Peggy says that was not a penalty. Musa says he hindered the striker for the next move. Netherlands game, that one. Was it the Netherlands game? I can't remember. Why did they not give Ronaldo the penalty? I think they're punishing him for talking too much. Vara, get another penalty, boy. Vara, get another penalty, boy. It looked like a handball. Vara, come play. Do you think England will go far? I would love England to go far, but I think quarterfinals is the furthest they'll go from what we've seen. We'll assess again when we see that their first knockout game, but then I don't see them going further than that. Yeah, the one with the offside, yes, Claripo. Oh, okay, it was the Netherlands game. Okay, they're holding him and no one is judging, and it's twice now. He actually got the yellow card because he was protesting being pulled down. Let's see something. While I'm here, I don't know, where was it? I pulled up the stats. There we go. Stats leaders. Okay, here comes Portugal looking to get something. Crosses over, played. Okay, so currently the stats leaders, the top three. Georges Mikautadze from Georgia, who just scored that penalty there, has 3 goals in the tournament. Cody Gakpo has 2 goals. Ivan Scrunch has 2 goals. Then when we look at the assists, Dennis Mann from Romania has 2 goals. Remo Freuler from Switzerland has 2 assists, and Alexander Pras from Austria has 1. So it's weird, man. I think the top goal scorer at the tournament is meant to be on goal. That's the top goal scorer. But yeah, you could even tell there that the only big name, big country represented there is the Netherlands, which tells you a lot about how these group stages have gone. As things stand, Hungary and Croatia are third place team going home. Kutlano says the ref. No, the ref has been bad. The ref has been bad. Lokoshvili is coming off for Tiataishvili. Why did they not give the Ronaldo penalty? I feel like, it's one of those things where you've been shouting at the ref for so long that they start sort of punishing you because of that, right? You already got one for remonstrating. So I think that's the issue. VAR in European competition has not been functional the way it's meant to be functional. So I don't even question why they didn't go back and check things there. Sam says, I made a bet with my friend that Portugal will win 5-0. Aha. Portugal 5-0 versus this Georgia team.
Sisekake. But in big trouble, nothing is coming right. And nothing will ever come right.
Sam, your money's gone, Sam. Your money's gone. Tahir says, I agree. Yeah, I think, those things play into the game as much as we speak a lot about that. I think Ronaldo needs to come off because he might catch something. You just arrived, agent. You're missing out. You're missing out. Georgia's 2-0 versus Portugal. Scored a minute and a half into the game. Then defended and then got a very light penalty. They got a light penalty. Yeah, I'm still thinking about Sam and his bet, eh?
The game has changed today. There's betting, there's all these people are emotional.
Okay, here comes Ramos and Semedo. Yeah, take Ronaldo out. He actually shouldn't have played this game at all. If we're being 100% honest, Ronaldo should not have played this game. Okay, I understand, agent. I understand. How? What champion? That's the score. It's 2-0. Portugal and Georgia. It's 2-0. Georgia is leading 2-0. I know what champion. It's unbelievable that we're seeing that. Musa says when it's your day today, Georgia will win. Where's Diego Jota? He's on the bench, isn't he? Let me check. Like these games, you don't even have to like watch it intently. Yeah, Jota's on the bench. Jota's on the bench. Sam says I'm going to be broke tomorrow.
Abantu bayakhala ngikhale nyoni sikhala sibaningi nangumngane wami ngapha uyakhala
Nkala's Baningi. Yeah, there's a lot of you there. In Kala, you guys are crying. Okay, Georgia, I think it's time.
Bring the bus. Bring the double bus.
You just try to park the bus.
Go there and park the bus. Park the bus. Park the bus.
Park the bus.
I think it's time. If they weren't parking the bus before with their 5 defenders, they're going to be parking it now. Kvara is having fun. Antanipo, Vara is enjoying this game. Asian says, I see CR7 fans are crying for a penalty. How true was it they were denied a penalty? There were two occasions. That should have been penalties. But like I said, Ronaldo and his relationship with the ref in this game, yeah. Tabo says, I feel like Portugal will come back. Oh, Portugal will come back. Let's see. Please, Tabo, don't give our betting gents hope. Okay? Don't give them hope. Georgia should just shut up shop. That's all they need to do now. Shut up shop. You've got a 2-goal lead. Just shut up shop and try and stop as much of this as possible. That's all you need to do. Portugal still attacking the post, attacking. How? Kicked in the head. Jeez, man. No. Wahib says Bruno Fernandes will score 2 and Ronaldo the winner. Well, Ronaldo's out right now, so he's not going to be able to score the winner. He was subbed out. He started the game. So Fernandes maybe, but Ronaldo is not going to work out. I don't think, guys, Portugal don't need to win this game. Like, they don't need to do anything in this game. There's Jota speaking to Ronaldo. My friend is calling me now and I'm ignoring it. Galas Maniki.
Football can kill you. Will kill you a real death. You will die because of football.
You'll die because of football, Sam. You'll die because of football. My coach is giving me trust issues. Messi in the Copa is doing better. You see, I don't want to have this convo. You see, this is the convo that I'm trying to avoid. This is the convo I've been trying to avoid all tournament long so far. But let's see, there's still time. Anything can happen. This is football. We've seen crazier things. Honestly speaking. Okay, Portugal on the attack again. Joao Felix, Shem. It's been so sad. But I guess when you're playing versus a 5, it's probably a 5-4-1 right now. There's no central spaces, so they have to keep going wide and trying to put balls in from that side, from, the sides. So let's see how it pans out. Andy says, coach changed everything. Oh, very side-to-side football, man. Very side-to-side football. I guess this is what Georgia would want because, they get to pretty much relax and watch a predictable plan. They just have to make sure that the communication is strong in the center of that defense. Look at Joao. Did you see Joao? Did you see he came for the ball? He didn't get it. He started sulking. Hey, Ronaldo's rubbing off on all of these players, eh? Again, I don't mind it, but guys, just push forward. Ronaldo haters are going to be loud, says Sam. Ustameza says, do you guys know that if Turkey wins, Portugal are going home? No. Going home later in the tournament? No, yeah, maybe, but then right now, Portugal is number 1. They've got their 6 points. Oh, the Turkey game is 1-1. Highway, nah. Chakavitate, man. Cornelis says Jota may come in and score the perfect hat-trick. You guys have hope for this Portugal team, eh? But Mr. Oti, are referees supposed to be emotional when making calls? Like, I'll show you. They're not supposed to be, but we've seen in some cases where guys that commit fouls a lot get judged harshly immediately. Sometimes guys that are not quote-unquote liked, don't get certain calls. Because if you gave that penalty to Georgia, Portugal were meant to have those 2 penalties from Ronaldo. Andile says, you can change the midfield and forwards, not the back four. I'm disappointed. At least Portugal are through. Yeah, I think the point of this game was just to put those guys in. That defense has been so poor. Georgia's taken advantage, but they could have done a lot more. Danilo is nowhere near a center back of this level for me. The guys are just trolling you with talks of Portugal comeback. I mean, it's so obvious. Some of them are trolling. Some of them, the pet slip, they're refreshing right now. They're refreshing the page. Hoping something is happening. Portugal switched off. Yeah, but again, I don't think Portugal put too much stock into this game. They've already qualified. That's why Casa gave Tito the pen to avoid if he gave Muda. Maybe Malume Kuto, you could answer the question. Refs aren't meant to be emotional, but do you get emotional sometimes? Do you get emotional while refing and you go, you know what? Hey, le player, man. Hey, le player. Or he's been talking trash to me all game long. Ronaldo also got a yellow card after that penalty after the penalty call because he was making a noise. No cash out. Hi, Tama. Sorry. Martinez is telling us as Prince. Sam says this win will boost Georgia's confidence. Yeah, and if they make it through. I think this is their first one. It's their first Euros. So to make it into the knockouts from their first Euros is incredible. If we're being 100% honest, it's incredible. Hey, let me check TikTok before it ends my live again. Guys, I was having such a nice live. Here comes Jota. Tana, who said Jota hat trick? Here comes Jota. Kwanele, here he comes. He's going inside. Tlanipo says Georgia will be on second place if things end like this. Let me see. According to the live table, yeah, why hasn't it moved up? It's meant to have moved up because Turkey's 1-1 and the goal difference is better. Georgia's goal difference is 0 and then Turkey's goal difference is -1. Joao Neves out. Matthew Nunez in. 74 minutes in. Oh, is it head-to-head first? Okay, I hear you. Okay, it's head-to-head first. Oh, no wonder. Is it really head-to-head first, Mojan? Oh, no wonder. So that's why this third place thing becomes a lot more tricky. Let me make sure. I just want to check. Okay, head-to-head first. Okay. And since Turkey beat Georgia, then interesting. So if we were complaining about CAF doing this, until the Euros, have the Euros always done that? I'm not sure. Jota is injury prone, but he's very clinical. Taganipo says Wahib. Taganipo says they need to be up. I'm confused. The table hasn't changed. So if you target to play, oh, let me see. Malume Kuto was giving me an answer there. So if you target to play, you'll definitely get a player. It's not just my thing. It's just not my thing. Another clean sheet. Turkey goal difference -1. So what happens to the whole confusing table? There's a lot. Agent, I don't even want to go into the calculation of the best 3 teams, but it seems like it's a head-to-head first thing. I didn't know that, but that's what it looks like. Georgia has 2 quality players. Georgia goal difference 0. Yeah, goal difference is 0. Salo Paliashvili says Georgia. We've got a Georgian in the comments. Welcome. Kolani says, yeah. Let's hear from the horse's mother. Have you ever heard Zoiboni Salentwana? Sam says, I think they're resting the rest of the first team players. Yeah, no, from this game, like I said, Portugal had already qualified. They don't need the points because of how the table shaped up. So they'd already qualified. I mean, we already know they're playing on the 1st of July at 9 o'clock. They're playing the 3rd best team from Group A, B, or C. So that's how it is. Welcome, Salo. Welcome. Hello. I see by the Ashvili part of your surname that you're Georgian. Okay, let's see. Here comes Georgia again. Look at Danilo. Oh, Kuvara has been so active today. They're looking for something else. They're looking for another goal. They're looking for another goal. It's Dima so now. Who cares about this Dima, man? Who cares? Mujan says Georgia is safe with the win. Hungary and Croatia are the 2 teams out on 3rd position. Okay. Salah says yes, our surnames are long. I know, Salah, I saw. Like, for example, who was here? Mamadashvili, we have Chakvedadze, we have Kokorashvili. I saw. Intangible says these teams that throw games because they've qualified need to be beaten with big scores. I don't know if it's throwing games. Because you can I think they're just allowing their bench players to play, you know. And I guess if you're going to be playing, when's the 1st? If you're going to be playing on Monday, if you can let the legs rest a little bit more, you'll be cool. I'm a Man United fan, so I'm used to this. Used to what, Sam? Punters are being hurt. Punters are being hurt. Yes.
The game has changed today. There's betting, there's all these people are emotional.
There's betting, there's all this. People are emotional. All I'm hearing is left, right, and center. People are making a noise about their bet slips.
Abantu bayakhala ngikhanye ngiwazi khalas baningi nangumngani wami ngapha uyakhala
Khalas baningi. That's all I see. Khalas baningi. Bet slips are being wasted all over. You're used to winning. Matthew Sapuma says, where's the Sui? People keep talking about, they said Utakora hat-trick today. He's not scoring anything. Not in this setup. Joseph Garcia, how are you? There on YouTube. How are you doing? Corner Portugal, can they get a consolation? Counter, boys, counter. Georgia, counter. They know once you see this car, Pelile Malume Kutso, what? Hey, I'm looking at the emojis there by one deal. They stand for someone that Malume Kutso really loves. Oh, Kvara's coming off. What a finish. Oh, what a finish. He played, Shem. He played. He gave them a lot of worries. But obviously, now...
Park the bus in front of the goal.
Park the bus in front of the goal.
Parking always at the goal.
And then left the bus in front of the goal.
Park the bus in front of the goal. That's all you need to do now. That back five, well, it's a 4 now. This is just the angle of the camera. Yeah, it's a 5. That back 5 has been working, man. Sam says Georgia knows how to park the bus. True. Little Jimmy says Portugal needs Ronaldo. Ooh, that's a tough question. I guess if you want to move on with the younger team, you can move out Ronaldo. But if you're willing to make some of the system changes in order to make Ronaldo at this age effective, you need to change some things around. I think they're playing him like a young striker. There we go. There we go. Malume Kutso saw the message finally, Andy. Naliphizi Malume Kutso mo wetito. Who do you want to win the Euros? I would love to see France win the Euros. Or Germany. My heart wasn't with England a little bit, but England is disappointing, man. So that's who I'd like to see winning. Where, Malume Kutso? Oh, you think I'm gonna into Etwala, what? Into Etwala long kuhlobo leskuli. Into Etwala long kuhlobo leskuli. Come on, Malume Kutso, man. I'm not that bad. Into Etwala lonke ushlobo lesguli. Agent says, I wish France, England, Portugal not to win the tournament. Others can win it. Agent, I'm still with Austria. Claripo says, Germany shows more seriousness than other big trusted countries. Yay, Intlagadi. I'm giving this one to Germany, says Claripo. Promise says, when I said Georgia is fighting, I meant it. Mara, they're fighting somebody that doesn't want to fight. Andile says, I'm rooting for Portugal. This Portugal team's not going to come alive, guys. Like, why do we have this hope? Why do we have this hope that this Euros is going to get better in the knockouts? I don't know, those that have watched Euros intently before, can you tell me, is that what normally happens? That when they get into the knockouts, they get better? Because from what I'm seeing, wow, guys. Even the teams that are supposed to be in second gear only, that second gear is an ugly second gear. Here comes Georgia again. Oh, boy. Cross it back, boy. France and England have not been scoring goals. Kleine Posse giving this one to Germany. Ralph Ragnick all the way says, Agent, you're making up because you guys treated him badly when he was with you guys. Musa says Spain can take it. Austria's fire. Lenkosi says, I still believe in Portugal. Khoza says, "It's happy my francophone." What's happy? Marawa winner na. That's the funny part. They're also struggling. Our Georgia. Olani says, I'll put my money on Spain, but I wish Germany to win it. I want Germany to win it. But nah, if we watch the last few games of Germany or the last game that they played, hey, they're struggling when it's a back five. Back three, back five. Oh, they struggle. Counter boy. There's a man making a run on the other side. He should have made that run. Or Lisa Kwanen. Okay, waste time. I guess we're wasting time now. Hey, Georgia is managing this game, eh? What if this is Portugal's idea to move to the other side of the draw? Nah, they're still on the same. The problem is that, the problem is that Portugal is number one no matter what, because Turkey are drawing right now. They would need to score 3 more goals. And if it's head to head, Portugal beat Turkey. So they're done. Like Portugal, it doesn't matter what happens in the other game. They're finished. They've been. Because they're going to play, they're in the other bracket. They're in the bracket with France, Belgium, Romania, Austria, England, Switzerland, Italy. So they've already been placed. 9 o'clock on the 1st. BTS Malume Kutsu. AFCON was more exciting than Euro. Let's hope the knockout will give us fire. Charis says it's tricky. These Euros have now proven it there's no favorite to win it. It's giving AFCON vibes. I still think the big teams will progress, because the one pattern of this, the one pattern of these Euros has been that the smaller teams play better football, but the big teams win. Musa says big teams are struggling to break down the low block. Low block. Sam says, I understand Portugal are already through, but they need to have a winning mentality. That's true. I thought they'd be a little bit hungry. Kolani says, Germany must do it for Kroos. Danipo says they need to start Javier on the bench and bring in that number 9 BVB player. Khoza says, are you going to watch? Unfortunately not. Unfortunately not. The AMs, I can't do the AMs. I'm not allowed to do the AMs. They thought by losing Turkey will win. Oh! But Turkey needed to do like a 4-0 performance. Promise, I think it's safe to say the Euros are harder than the World Cup. Harder or less quality? Is it entertaining because it's good, or is it entertaining because it's bad? Those who watch the show, it's an in-joke. You guys understand what I'm saying. Tabo says these games prove that Sundowns won't win CAF Champions League anytime soon. Is this now the low block thing? Hey, Maratabo. Portugal took this game too easily, had to play work rate over quality. The smiler there in the comments says, Georgia, let's go. Lenkosi says, give us 4 years. It has less quality, but definitely entertaining, says Wahib. Running away with Mbappe propaganda promise. No, I don't trust promise, me. I don't trust promise. Maybe now after he's reformed in his betting, maybe it'll be a little bit better, but I don't trust promise. But yeah, guys, I mean, the game is pretty much done, if we're being honest. I think Georgia played a very good game. They came here with a 5-3-2 in mind and parked the bus. Very risky game plan, but the nice thing about them is that they scored within the first 2 minutes. So when you've got that cushion, you get to defend a little bit more. They got their penalty, went 2-0 up, managed the game from then on. So let's see. Teddy says, I think the semifinals will be better. So you're going to have to wait until the semis to see good football. 4 minutes added on. It is Georgia beating Portugal 2-0. Promise says this Euros just made me realize that we can't download mine. But they started by saying South American teams are no match to Euro football. Now they lost the World Cup to a South American country. Now the Euro is harder to win. Way. How can a midfield of Bruno and Silva not create or score? Wahib, hey, we've got questions of these big players. Oh, what a save. Georgia goalkeeper not giving anything up. Georgia goalkeeper said, hey guys, I'm not even going to give you even just a little consolation goal. Sam says England don't play entertaining football. England just need to play their boring football and win, man. They must double down on the boring and you'll see something. AFCON was way better than the Euros, much better. Europe football is just cricket. I can't read it. Allegedly. But today's ref was something else. I'm not going to lie. Today's ref, I don't usually speak about refs, but there's things that happened in this game. Yo. VAR doesn't check things. Like, VAR has been off. It's not checking anything. It's not looking at anything. What are you guys feeding Malube Kutso? His comments about the Euros. He's on fire. He's on fire. Germany is still the favorite, says Sam. Wahib says the Georgia goalkeeper of Valencia and Kvara are the only good quality players I know about. And they showed it. Kvara, and maybe I might want to give it to is it Kakabadze or Chakvetadze? Promise says if this was Al Nassr, CR would have scored 2 hat-tricks. Marawona, no. Who is number 7? Number 7 is Kvara Chekelia. Varachelia. Hey. And then Malume Kuso asked me to read this Zulu on a random Thursday night after twisting my tongue with all of this stuff. Where is who? Him? We played well in transition, very well. Kvara played very well in transition. I'm going to try it one more time. Scalia. Promises someone's ticket is swimming in tears of pain. Marume Kuto says they're legit all on it. Questionable decisions don't get a lot of replays. Okay. He plays for Czechia. I don't want to say it because it comes off a certain way. Okay, there we have it, guys. There we have it. The line is open. Feel free to jump in if you want to have a conversation about this game. Like I say always, I'm not going to be on very long after games. So jump in and let's have a conversation. I don't. Now you get me, Wahim. Now I see you understand me now, Wahib. I see you understand me. I see you understand me. Linkosi, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm alright, man. How's it?
I'm good. Tell me about this game. Georgia
First of all, I would like to congratulate Georgia for what they've done. Interesting game. As well, I don't know how we all look football in a different way.
Okay.
As for me, I like what the coach did for Portugal. He really needs this cup. He couldn't he sacrificed putting all these young boys. It's only Danilo and Dalot were on the field.
Yeah.
If you have noticed.
Yeah.
I like what he did. This is only Portugal that can only do this. These other teams cannot risk like this. And as for me, the way to win, they've got chances to win this cup. Is them and England. If I was checking the opponents of England, if they are doing well, England can go throughout if people are not noticing. If they change, they are playing. Right? But with this game, I really enjoyed watching Georgia. Today it was the Georgia's game and they as well. And I'm very happy to see a team like this fighting until the end, you understand? We need to love football, not by saying favorites.
Yeah.
You understand? Well done to Georgia. They did very well. But
Can I
I don't
ask you
think they'll
something?
go far with this. It's only for today because they've never performed like this for all these matches that they were playing.
Can I just ask you something, Ngozi? How much do you think the early Georgia goal played into this game for both teams? How do you think? What impact did it have, if any?
As you have seen, all these goals that are coming from this young boy. There's a small boy that was playing on that far side at the back. He's a small boy. If it was the back four for Portugal, I don't think they should have scored that first goal. You understand? With Pepe at the back, with what is this guy? The Man City guy. I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it wasn't gonna be easy. So let's not. Yeah, I know people will bet. People are betting. People love big clubs like this to win, but as for this one, you already know they've already won, so we're not gonna give as much energy as other days they do. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So as for today, let's congratulate Georgia, but the games are not over. We're still going to see a lot of drama second round. I don't know who are they meeting for the last 16.
Yeah, they're gonna do the calculation. See, even on the site, it hasn't been put up. We'll see. I'll let everybody know when I have that information. But Legos, thank you so much for joining me.
Okay, no stress.
Let me see if they've updated the bracket while you're here. Then we'll know what's happening. Oh, why is it taking a long time? Okay, it's taking too long. I'll let everybody know. I'll refresh it and check. Okay, guys, this game was very simple. Diminished Portugal side or a changed Portugal side. We saw it a little bit with Danilo and those type of players and things like that. It wasn't as fluid as normal, but even the normal team is not the strongest. But you could expect a little bit of a tougher time with this team. It didn't help that Georgia, who came in with the 5-3-2, were like, you know what, we're coming in. They scored an early goal, which I think changed the whole thing for this whole game. So when they were playing, it seemed as though Georgia 1-0 up. They know Portugal's going to come at us. We take our chances when we go the other way. They got their penalty. It became a 2-0. They managed the game very well. So on Georgia's end, they managed the game so well. On Portugal's end, it wasn't a win that you guys needed, right? But it wasn't a win that you guys needed because you were already through. But you guys put up a fight, I guess. Anyway, guys, like I said, I'm not going to be able to stay long after this. So I'm going to leave. We'll have a discussion, most probably in the members show tomorrow. We'll have a discussion about who's playing who and the brackets. As it stands right now, they haven't done the calculation yet, but as it stands right now, Spain, Germany, Denmark. Spain is going to be playing the best third place finisher from Group A, D, E, or F. Germany and Denmark are going to be playing each other. Portugal is waiting for the best third place finisher from A, B, or C. And then France and Belgium will play together. That is the one bracket. So Oh, sorry. Hey, we'll have the normal show. Sorry, agent. Nice catch. So on the one side, Spain, Germany, Denmark, Portugal, France, and Belgium are confirmed. On the other end, you have Romania, Austria, England, Switzerland, and Italy as the confirmed on the other side. So we'll see how that goes. We're still confirming the others. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I know we had a first stream that was going that got cut. Thank you to those that came over and carried on watching. Thank you to the commenters. Thank you to those that jumped onto the panel. Guys, I'll see you then tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're probably going to have a normal show at 7 p.m. Bye, guys.